you can see the milky oil that is inside the engine, and this is why this engine is no more, it's kaput. It's done a head gasket of some sort, so I'll just take these off, give them a quick little clean, and I'll put them in their corresponding spaces in the box. And that way we don't lose them, and we don't lose what section they went in either. Start from the rear, because obviously that is the hardest ones to get to. And they were incredibly loose on this side, so I suspected whatever's gone wrong has gone wrong between here and here, which I would say is either there was an oil leak between the third cylinder, so I'm going to say whatever the problem is was going to be right here. And again, we'll just keep sliding these nuts out. We're getting right down to the nitty gritty of it now, because we're almost getting down to where the pistons are. So we'll take that bolt off, give it a quick little clean. Again, goes in its corresponding position. The next one, 4, there's only 10, so bear with me on this one. Yeah. Some of you might have something to say about the way I took the timing chain off and the way that I've got it hanging there. I don't really have an issue with it, and right now I don't really see a problem with it, so that's why I've done it that way. That noise is the bolts pushing through the box. Obviously when I do these up, I'll do them up from the middle, working my way out, crisscrossing further and further back the right way you're supposed to. Undoing it, I wasn't so fast. I did crack them all a little bit and then released them one by one. Yeah, I've quite enjoyed pulling this engine down. I haven't done one, and like I said, in a long time. That spanner's got a little bit oily for me. Socket, I should say. And that's pretty much the last bolt that I can see that's hanging onto this head. So once we get the head off, we can then remove the manifold, the inlet manifold, and just work on the head itself, and then we can inspect it together and see exactly what went wrong with this engine. Oh, there is 2 more down here I did not see. I remember seeing them earlier, so I hope there's no more other surprises like that. They got a washer on. They do have a washer on them. Look at that. I'll have to go back and make sure those washers are in there. So that one was there. And while I've got the opportunity to fix this up, let's take that washer off. Let's go back and take that one. Yeah. And you don't want to lose any of these. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3 down. Let's do 2 down. We're on the same track. Let's do the N1, where is the N1? Is it in there already? It's already in the first one, that is good. So we didn't lose it. Is there one here? Yeah, there it is there, the first one. Let's clean that off a little bit. I mean, someone might say, oh, you're being a bit pedantic putting the washers and the bolts in the correct order, but that's all right. It takes 2 seconds to do it. And we should have one more just there. I mean, to me, those bolts have lived in those holes for 23 years under the same tension. They can go back. Okay, so where were we? Let's undo that one. Yep, got the nut as the washer as well. It seemed to be far more dirtier down the back than the front. Oh, it's getting a bit slippery again. And this is pretty much the halfway point. Oh, not quite halfway point, because, you know, getting it down, you've then got to suss out what the repair is, and then obviously when you start repairing, well, that's your halfway point, and then coming back up, building it back up. Take that one out of there. I'm going to put 2 more holes in the box, so there's 2 more down here. I think that's off now. Yep, let's get the washer as well. Yep, that's nice. I don't know if they're the same size. No, they're definitely not the same size. That size? They are that size. Let's undo those. Should have had this cracked earlier, but anyway, I didn't really see it. I did see it earlier. It's not a whole lot of tension there. I wouldn't know what to call that tensioned. And same with that one there. So no big deal there. All right, so we got a bolt. No washer. Right, so I'll put that in the hole in the box. That's the right side. And one for the left. Right, one down there. Let's do one on the left. Okay, I think that's off. That is. There we go. So I'll give you another look at the box now. Oops. There is the box with all the corresponding bolts from the edge of the car all the way to the radiator on both sides, so they're not confused. Okay, now pretty much everything is undone. I'm just going to go around, let's double check everything. Is that going to be an issue for me, these 2 down here? I don't think so. I'm going to use the torch Make sure I didn't lose nothing else on that adjuster. I don't believe so. And the adjuster, where does it go? Does that go into the block or into the... It's a good question, you know. So the head's there. No, it doesn't go through the head. So I was just wondering about this side though. Is something hanging on to that? Let's have a little look down here. So nothing else on that side. Oh, actually, yes, there is. It looks like there could be a hose clamp down the back there. What's going on down the back here? Yes, there is. See, this is why it pays to double check. Actually, that's not on there. I don't recall taking anything else off here. Down the back, there's definitely one there that is connected to the head. So that one will have to come off. That feels like it could be 12. See if I can get a spanner on it. Okay. I can feel it. There it is there. Definitely can't see it. Has that got it? Yeah, I do believe that's got it. This way. Oh, no. Did not want that to happen. Let's go in with the ratchet on 12 mil. See if we can slip it down there. Wouldn't it be funny if the last bolt I had to do was this one here and I had an awful lot of trouble with it. God, I think I might have just jinxed myself. Let's have a look what's going on down here. There's definitely no rounding there. It's just a terrible spot to get to. Get in behind those hoses. Are you turning? What are you doing? I don't know. How weird. I don't know. Yeah, I reckon that's rounded. Is there a high possibility it's not a 12? That'd be bad. I never had the spanner on there. I don't know, it's definitely a 12. There's no movement. It's always the back ones that are the hardest. I thought we'd done all those. I'll try and slip my hand back around behind them hoses. Can't really see what's going on. Yeah, that's definitely, oh, that's better. Definitely on. So I sort of went down behind where the gearbox is, a bit more room, and was able to get a good grab on that bolt back there. Let's keep a hold of the bolt between those two fingers. It's got a little bracket that sort of swings out, so I'll swing him out of the way. Just double check everything else there. Some hoses, some bracketry. This bracket down here has got to be replaced. That's the one that had the hose blowout. Yeah, I think we're almost there. Okay. Yeah, I did do a little bit of damage on that one, but yeah, lucky I got it on properly in the end and got it off. Alrighty. I'm just going to grab a drink, recompose, and I'll come back. If you're down to this point here, I suppose the only thing really left to do is break the seal between the head and the block. That's only if nothing else is grabbing onto it. So you don't want to be too forceful at this stage. The good thing is, because we've got the inlet manifold, we've actually got a little bit of leverage here on one side, and that should tell us if everything's released anyway. So I'm just going to move some of these boxes out the way here. Give me a bit of leg room. The chain's being pulled up and it's on an ocky strap, so I got some kind of leeway into what I can do with it. So let's see how we go. Okay. Yeah. She's definitely loose. There's definitely nothing hanging on to that now. Okay. Well, that's a good sign of relief. Now, what do we want to do here? We want to make sure that there's nothing grabbing under here. Yes, I can poke those hoses through, but I kind of liked them up until now because they kind of still reminded me what they were for, which was, it's kind of fallen down a bit. We could probably pop him back there, probably pop him over there, so he's still kind of where it needs to be, but not really. All right, let's take this one off. See, there's still something grabbing a hold on here. Yeah, there's a little bolt just under there, but we are definitely free. Gee, I hope the video's on. Did I put it on? Yeah, I did put it on. Whew, lucky me. Imagine that, missing the most vital part. I've got to tell you, that hose through there, a bit of pipe, it don't look too good either, so I think we're going to replace that one as well. It does seem to be the water pipes are the issue on this motor, so while we've got a chance and we're rebuilding this, I think we're going to do the whole lot. And again, why did you kind of get stuck over here? Is there something else hanging on? No, I do believe it's just that one bolt hanging on to whatever's here. And to be honest with you, I don't really know what it is. Okay, so we just released that. That's kind of good. Let's not do too much damage here. What kind of bolt is that? Is it a bolt? Oh, it goes on. Oh, right. So it goes on the front there. Okay. So that shouldn't be. Yeah. That shouldn't be too hard to get rid of. Looks like a 12. So we can do that. Whew. I'm kind of a little bit tired at the moment. yeah, anyway, let's work on doing that 12. Looking at 12 over here, yeah. Let's double check and make sure that's the right one. It was behind here, yes. Gee, I would have had a terrible time trying to get a hold of that. Yeah, we can get a hold of that. Alright, while we're here, let's undo that one. And that, I believe, is the last bolt hanging onto the head. Yeah, I think we got it. Oh, oh God. Oh, it's lifting up the whole head. That's terrible. You're like, well, it's lifting up the whole head. What are you going to do now? Well, simple. I'm going to put the head back, just like that. I'm going to slip one bolt back in there. Just the one. That way you can hang on to it. Just by hand, that's it, that's all we need. Now, I can go back in again. Hopefully got a bit more room. Is it on there? Yeah, I think it is. Okay, let's see how we go now. Oh, crack! Yeah, we got it. Alright. Okay, so now we got that. That was never coming up without putting that head bolt back in. I'm quite surprised the amount of pressure that was on that one. I've seen other bolts in this engine that's not even that tight. God, imagine putting all this stuff back together afterwards. You gotta put stuff in where you can't see it. I mean, the hand's a bit oily, so are the tools. It's not really helping. Some of you might be asking, why are you pulling down the engine? Well, you know, I did it as a young bloke. Oh, is that still on? Yeah, it is. I did it as a young bloke, and while I could have sent it off, I like challenges. So this is a challenge just like some of the shipbuilding is. And yeah, it doesn't mean to say it's always going to work. But I believed I have enough knowledge and I've got enough tools to do the job. Yeah. I think we're almost out. I don't want to lose that nut. There are a couple of tools I'm looking, like a couple of bits and pieces I'm looking for under here. Those bits and pieces, two pieces that fell off. There's a bracket of some sort down the back, and the piece of plastic that went on here, very similar to this. I'm looking for that as well. Let's put him down there. Let's take that head bolt back out. I do believe now we know it's cracked, so like, you know, it's been released. Put that in its corresponding place in the box. No confusion there. Now, just clean my hands up just a little bit. But like, what are you going to do with this chain? Well, when I move this over enough, I'm hoping that I can slip the chain back out and swing it over one side or the other. That's what I'm hoping. Doesn't mean to say it's necessarily going to work, but that's what I'm going to try and do. Alright, so how are we going now? Let's tuck you out of there. Let's bring you up and over. Now where's the head gasket? Still on the block. Good. Let's undo some of this. I might call my friend over. He can give me a hand to grab this when I lift the block up. Or can I do it myself? Let me have a look. There's going to be a little bit of oil spill down here. Take that off. Keep some tension on there. Let's hang that over. Let's take that. So release this one. Yep. Let's release that one too. Just poking through there. Right now I've got a hold of it. Let's get him out the way. Let's put him back. 1, 2. Up and out. Opa. Okay, now we're looking, where is the damage? I can tell you already with a little bit of damage here. I'm going to pause just for a minute. Okay, so let's come in and have a good look what's going on. We've got a water port that is blocked here. One that's here that is blocked. One that's here, one that's getting blocked. We have a blown out gasket here. That could be a water port, which is cylinder number 2. We have another blown out gasket here. That is also the cylinder number 2. It's not all the way through though. This is why I was a little hesitant at first. I mean, definitely blown out here. And what I mean by blown out, like really blown out. Here is almost the same thing, blown out. Definitely got another blowout here, but it did not penetrate nothing. So this has actually had a problem for a little while now. It just hasn't blown out. What I suspect happened is it's blown this out and it's sort of been working its way out, and under a bit of pressure it kind of blew through. So I think no matter what, this was always going to be the case. Pretty good down here, although again some of the water ports are a little bit blocked. So that's basically the reason why this thing has failed. How's the not bad. There's no scoring or nothing in here, so there's no issue there. This car has ran on gas for a very long time, and as I said earlier with the timing, number 1 should have been dead top center, which it is. Okay, so the next thing to do now is see these pipes. This is the pipe. It was either this one or the other one that had blown out. Although I do believe it was this one here. Yeah, a little yeah, there it is there. A little, oh yeah, look, little tiny crack, blew it out. and that's the problem that caused some of the issue. Yeah, well, it's not too bad. I mean, we got to the worst part, which is we've got it all pulled down. So we're going to take the head gasket off, and we're going to order some new parts. There's some people walking past there, so just pause for a minute. So I think I'm going to order that part, this part here, this part here. I may even do these two hoses as well, just because they will be really hard to get to later on once the engine is put back together. And this part here, it bolted on down here. It was seriously going to be hard to get to with all that anyway. So does that mean I was going to have to pull this down? Maybe, maybe not, but we're here now. So yeah, so that's the problem. I don't really see any issue with the pistons. There's no rocking or anything. The engine's only done 130,000 kilometers, all up in 23 years. That's half the problem though, because it has sat for quite a long time in between different periods. So anyway, so that's where we are with that. So I'm gonna see if I can find a scraper and get this gasket off. If I can't, I'll just go in and get one. I've got a bunch of tools here, but they're all over the place. So you've come along with this far. This is what's going. So this is where we're at. So what do we need here? Well, actually, let's go and have a look at the head as well. Okay, so now that you've seen the block, let's have a look at the underside of the head. So there's obviously the front, cylinder number 1. All the valves, I mean, are all quite good. Not bad considering this car's ran on gas for most of its life. It did do 7,000 kilometers on petrol. Cylinder number 2. It's about gummed up what I expect for gas. So yeah, 2. Cylinder number 3. No real leaks or anything in there. And this vehicle is not going to be under heavy use anymore. It's done its hard work. And here's cylinder number 4. And all those valves are all rather acceptable. So what we'll do now is we'll work on taking the manifold, inlet manifold off. And then we're going to probably take this head in. I was trying to get a replacement, but it's fallen through. So now I'm probably going to take it in. I'll get it crack tested, maybe get it cleaned out and shaved, and then a new gasket kit, and this is right to go back on as long as no cracks in it. We do know where it failed, and it was obviously not here, but this engine did get hot, so we'll get it machined for that reason. Okay, so there's a good look at what's left, this side of it. Give you a good look now, all the way around. I might do the timing chain just while I'm here and I've got good access to it. I'll do that. These, probably not so much the hose, although she's a bit crispy in the, yeah, no, that hose got to go too. She's crispy as. So that hose is going to go. I'm surprised. Yeah, that's very, very crispy. That's got to go. All those hoses have to go, and we'll get them sorted out. Is that crispy? Yep, that's crispy too. So we've pretty much got to replace all the water hoses here. Yeah. Anyway, that's what happens when you want to keep a 23-year-old car. I bought this thing brand new from the showroom floor, and it's worked really hard for me, and I'm quite happy to spend the money on it and keep it, because, well, this car's still got to do a little bit more work for me when it comes to the new house and some of the other projects that are going to go on. I still need it, so that's why we're going to do all this. So right now I'm going to take some photographs of the hoses that I need, the back hoses, head gasket kit basically, and work our way from there. So when I get a few more bits and pieces, I'll be able to come back and we'll catch up and we can start the rebuild from here. So the actual failure was initially from here, but like I said, the car's 23 years old with all original piping, and this is what's going on. I mean, this was going to blow out anyway, so it was just a matter of time. So do I really blame myself? Not overly, but yeah. So that's where we are with this right now, but I guess the next part will be the renewing and the rebuilding of it all, and I'll keep you updated as we go. If you come up to if you've been watching up until this far, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed doing what I've been doing, and if I've made any mistakes, let me know. This is an unusual one that I put on the videos, but this is where we're at. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you when I get a few bits and pieces and we'll start to put it all back together. Bye for now.